retention, renewals, and reoccurring sources of income, which is honestly the most important aspects of your business. Now, before I understood these things, it took me years and years to even understand, even though Vince says the marketing is the easy aspect of it, it is for people like us, but when you're starting out from the bottom, marketing is an extremely complicated thing, and that's what we do best with our courses and with the 6FC course, so that people can get up off the ground and then get into the more advanced stuff like this. But with that being said, you can spend as much money as you want on all of the different lead generation tactics, marketing tactics, sales tactics, if you will, but at the end of the day, your customer is the most important person, the most valuable aspect of your business, and somebody who is going to keep bringing you money time and time again if you understand how to do it properly. And that's what I'm going to teach you guys today. So before that, I know Vince gave me a little bit of an introduction. I just want to show you guys exactly how I got to that point. It wasn't all glitz and glamour. This has been 5 or 6 years in the digital marketing space and 10 years of just grinding it out. I'm sure a lot of entrepreneurs understand this. It is not easy. It's kind of like your dog walking himself on his own leash. That's why we go to these events and learn from people, so we can stand on the shoulders of giants, per se. So with that being said, basically I went from a broke gym owner to making $100K a month in my online fitness business. And the power of that was through focusing on customer journey, retention, and reoccurring revenue. Now, how did I do that? This is my journey thus far. So I've had over a decade of experience in the fitness industry. And unlike Craig Ballantine, I feel like it's very important for me to explain this to you guys, just so you can kind of see where I'm at. Craig is a legend in the industry, and I kind of want to give you a deeper look of how this happened for myself. So here's what it looked like. Now, before I got to this point, when I was about 21 years old, or about 18 years old, I played baseball as a center fielder for Rutgers University in New Jersey. I was an exercise science major at that time. I ended up shattering my ankle my sophomore year, and basically they put me on like pain meds, just all that type of stuff. And that led to a very interesting path to going to rehab, and then revelation afterwards of what I needed to do from a health and wellness perspective. So really right after that, I was able to go into a series of supplement shops in New Jersey, where I was coached by IFBB pros, who basically just accelerated my understanding of training and nutrition and supplements, so on and so forth. I ended up managing those stores. Then after that, this was around 2014 and 2016, the days where you can actually get reach and engagement on Instagram. Now, of course, we have to use TikTok and things like that, and all these different lead generation tactics. But basically, they ended up picking me up to New York City, and I was basically brought into a modeling agency where they featured me in Men's Fitness, Muscle and Fitness, a couple of different publications. This is around the age of 23. And then from there, I used that IG and publication exposure to start my one-stop shop health and wellness concierge in person for elite people in New York City. So these are guys who are busy professionals, you're top of the top, they're extremely busy. And basically what I would do is, this is years and years ago, I was still using Trainer Eyes at that time before it became popular in a hybrid setting where these people would be getting a $3,000 to $5,000 package. This was before I even understood what high ticket was in the first place. And they would be getting training, nutrition, supplements, hormones, and a done-for-you meal prep service. So it was very easy for me to separate myself from the competition, considering the fact that most of the trainers in New York City at the time were either working for pennies on the dollar for somebody else, which I'm sure you've all been there before, I've been there as well, and not really understanding the marketing and the sales tactics and how to build a really good offer. So after that, what ended up happening was I basically partnered with somebody in New York City, and they gave me the opportunity to bring that concept to 2 gyms in New York City, one in the financial district and then one in West 14th, which is Chelsea, if anybody's aware of that area, New York City stand up. Then 2019 hit and COVID happened. So after that, basically I had to switch over to digital marketing. This was in the post-COVID era. I jumped right into Alex Hermosi's course because I was already using him a little bit for the in-person aspect of it. So you're gonna see that a lot of the stuff today, I'm gonna give credit to a lot of things from Alex because I've taken a lot of his stuff and I've really just mastered and honed it and made it easier and easier for everybody else to use. And fortunately, during this conversation, you're gonna have tons of QR codes. I'm gonna stop so that you guys can hold up your phones and take the swipe files of everything from funnels, my onboarding process, check-in forms, gift surveys, a lot of different things that you guys will be able to just take home and put right into your business right away. So with that being said, after getting into the online space with the help of a couple different coaches, I've invested probably $200,000, $400,000 and a lot of sweat equity and a lot of traveling into this whole thing. I was able to scale my B2C to 100K a month, and eventually, after getting into systems and automation installations, essentially I would partner with low ticket offers that were doing like, it was a $10 a month product, and they would have like 10,000 members, but their cost of acquisition was eating up their profit margins, and they didn't understand how to build out a value ladder. So basically what I would do is I'd build out the high ticket system for them, the trainerize, the sales team, the operations. We would split the back end 50-50. So V-Shred's company, if any of you guys does anybody know who V-Shred is? Cool, yeah. So V-Shred, I've seen him around for a really long time. I thought his face was kind of obnoxious in the beginning, but he knows what he's talking about when it comes to marketing for sure. Right. So basically I found out what his secret was, and he has an amazing digital marketing fund that basically runs all of his advertisements. So essentially what they did was they asked me if they can buy my intellectual property, which is Elite Body. So they've taken over my social media accounts and they've taken over my fitness business. And that's really led me to go more into the systems, installations, processes, automations, and ultimately having the opportunity to work with Vince, which is an honor. Vince is one of the best B2C coaches out there, and he's an OG. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So there is only one boss in your company, and that is the customer. And he can fire everybody in the company from the chairman on down simply by spending his money somewhere else. I think that goes without saying. Your customer is the most important person. Instead of chasing around leads on the front end, if you treat every customer the same way, they will treat you the same exact way and your business. So before I got to the point of scaling to 100K, the three biggest things that were holding me back from scaling were chasing the next sale and undervaluing my customer. So here's what that looked like. So I was basically trying every method out there to acquire new clients, VSLs, ManyChat, organic, IG shoutouts, whatever it is. I wanted to try every single system out there. After that, I was spending all my time on marketing and sales. So instead of perfecting my customer journey, my systems, my automations, and adding different pieces of recurring income on the back end, I was just trying to acquire another client over and over. And you'll see why that is a huge pitfall as this goes on. So, and then the biggest thing is not understanding how valuable my current clients were. So with that being said, profit in business comes from repeat customers. Customers that boast about your projects or service and that bring friends with them. So basically what I'm trying to say there is testimonials are everything, referrals are everything. The way to quantify the people that you already have in your system is to treat them in a way where you're conditioning them to bring their friends in by doing such a great job. So you're gonna see how this virtuous cycle all ties together. So the way that I'm gonna break this down for you guys today, very easily, is the triple R system. So what you need to do is nail down the 3 R's to triple your revenue without ads. You don't even need ads for this. You can literally just start doing this right now with your current client base and then add all of the amazing organic tactics that we have, that we teach within 7-Figure Mastermind that Vince has mastered, right? So this is how it works. The triple R system is roadmap automations, referrals on repeat, and reoccurring systems. So keep this stuff in mind right here, guys. Roadmap automations really comes down to your customer journey, everything from your onboarding experience, your post-purchase experience, the 12 weeks that they're in the program with you, and what it looks like after the 12 weeks, which we're gonna go into as well. After that is referrals on repeat. So testimonials and referrals are two, they're arts that we're gonna have to essentially become masters of. And today I'm gonna help you guys with that. And then the last thing, and this is arguably the most important, is instead of chasing around client after client after client, let's figure out a way where we can figure out reoccurring systems so that the people that we're already paying or the people that we're already closing, we can figure out different products that we can not only sell them once, but we can sell them over and over and over and over again. And that's how you make money while you're sleeping. So this is the roadmap beforehand. This is what it looked like before I understood this stuff properly. I had a simple welcome email with limited intel. So it was essentially just like, hey, welcome to the program. Here's my private Facebook group. Here's the onboarding link. See you on the way in. That's pretty much it. After that was the onboarding call, which lacked a presentation. It was basically like, hey, where are you at right now? Awesome. Absolutely no rhyme or reason of the questions that I was asking these people, which really just makes it come off like it's a very unprofessional type of company, if you will. So we're going down on that. And then the other thing is, and this is the most important, is lack of automations and systematized customer journey and check-ins. So let's take a look at the roadmap and let's see what that looks like afterwards. So afterwards, beforehand it was just a regular welcome email. Afterwards, we're talking about an exciting thank you page with clear next steps. The next thing is an extremely detailed onboarding walkthrough and presentation. I think you guys are gonna love this. This gives you an opportunity to give them a 360-degree approach to exactly how your whole entire process is going to work. It's very important because the first 48 hours that the person comes into your program is the most important time. After the first 48 hours, they're gonna decide if it's a professional business or not. So we gotta make sure that that onboarding presentation and walkthrough is dialed in. And then the next one after that is an intentional 12-week, it could be 16 weeks, it could be a year, whatever the duration is of your journey with an automated check-in process, which is a big bottleneck for people. I hear tons of people saying, actually guys, raise your hand. Do you feel like you spent a ton of time on check-ins? Is that one of your biggest bottlenecks? Okay, so let's do it like this. Who has 20 or more members? Great. Who has 50 or more members? Who has 100 or more members? Okay, great. So how much on average do you guys think you're spending, like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day on these check-ins on Friday? Quite a bit of time. That's usually the case here. It's usually the case. It's a huge bottleneck. I'm gonna teach you guys how to break that down so that each check-in is only 2 to 3 minutes. If you have 50 people, or let's just say 30 people, and it's a 2 or 3 minute presentation for each of these people, you're talking like about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of work altogether, and you've done a check-in on every single person. So let's break down the elements of the thank you page. So guys, I broke this down into 4. This is one big funnel, but I broke it down into individual sections so you guys can understand this. So it's congrats, you're in, welcome to the program. First thing that we need you to do, sign your agreement form. You're not moving forward in the program unless you sign the agreement. That is a big no-no. We need you to see the expectations. We need to make sure that we're on the legal up and ups with everything. How we do this is the only software that you can do this with. I've tried them all already. It's HelloSign. So you might want to write that down. It's also in the share funnel as well. Number 2, guys, roadmap afterwards. This is purchase framework. Number 2, this is the onboarding form, call, and handoff to Slack. So obviously, we have to show this in the picture. We're supposed to do that. But you can put your own picture and introduce either yourself or your head coach in here, depending on where you're at in the scale of your business, if you will. And right there where it says schedule your orientation, which I'm going to give you guys the link for this as well. The schedule your orientation is essentially going to be a typo. And then after the typo, which is going to be all those questions that you see on the right-hand side, it's going to have a Calendly link at the end of it. So everything's just wrapped up in one place. And it's going to Slack. So the orientation part is going to, or the audio form is going to Slack into, or wrap into Slack. And the same exact thing with the call as well, so everybody on the team knows exactly what's happening. After that, shoot me a friend request on Facebook. That way I can add you to the private Facebook group and then send me a message as well. If you send me a message, I can start my communications with you from there because you haven't been able to trainerize yet. So if you have any issues, I want to dispel them right away. So roadmap purchase number 3, framework. Join the Facebook group. So this is a pretty easy one. Get them in the Facebook group. If you're not using a private Facebook group right now, you definitely should be. We could talk a little bit more about what should be in the private Facebook group, but we're just going to keep it with this right now. Join the private Facebook group, click on that link, and then you should have a warm welcome standard operating procedure of how you introduce the person into the group. A warm welcome for every single person. Keep in mind those first 48 hours are the most important. So we want to make sure that it's a warm welcome. Last one after that, arguably the most important, you should see a share funnel in ClickFunnels. And it is yours. You can take that. Sorry if I'm blocking you. Moving on, guys. So this is like one of the most important things that I want to explain to you guys. So now after you have onboarded that, or after you've gone through the post-purchase framework, you have their onboarding form, you've created their program, you want to deliver an amazing onboarding experience. So I'm going to do a little bit of presentationception. So this is going to be a presentation within a presentation once I click on this link right here. But I'm just going to go through the anatomy of it first. So what we like to call ours is the elite agenda. These are the main things that you want to be going over with your client. It is the app setup and integration. So a lot of people aren't tech savvy. So there's that. You want to go through the exercise. You want to go through the weekly check-ins and accountability. You want to go through nutrition tracking and the program itself, and then potentially supplements and hormones. I'm leaving the hormones out for right now. You can ask me about that afterwards. Everything is completely above the board, but supplements is what we're going to focus on here. So with that being said, I'm going to click on this presentation right here, which is going to open up into another presentation. So I think you guys are really going to like this. Make sure that you swipe this. And I'm curious if this actually works for this too. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Great. So this is how I take my client through this. This is a role play, if you will. So what I'm going to do with my client is I'm going to introduce them to the dashboard, the things they do for the day. It lists all the tasks for easy access. It provides them with biometric tracking. Provides them with biometric tracking on your sleep, steps, weight, activity, etc. This is your client's homepage for the whole entire program and the focal point, if you will. And then in addition to that, when they're seeing the actual presentation themselves, they're going to get a little bit of a demo while you're going through it so they can see that thing live. There's no way for the person not to be able to see this stuff, right? After that is what you're going to connect. So connect your Facebook profile, your MyFitnessPal, which we go into later, and then your Apple Watch and your Withings too. Now after that is your exercise program. Now granted, at this point you should have your Trainerize or whatever you guys are using right now, you should have that open already in another tab so you can go through that with them. But what you want to do is explain how to complete the workouts within Trainerize itself. So you want to go through clicking on the day's workouts, recording all their sets and reps and staying organized, and then making sure that they're rating their workouts and giving feedback for the team at the end. And they can see all this stuff in here. They'll probably have more questions about it, but you can see they'll hit the save button. Goes right over here. For anybody who's not using Trainerize.
So is this on an onboarding call with them? You're kind of walking them through it, or this is just like a person?
No, I'm actually getting on a Zoom call with them. Okay. Yeah, so after they book that onboarding call, this is when I'm opening up. There's an SOP that I provide to either myself or to my clients as well, or my team members. And it's essentially like make sure that you have the onboarding form available, make sure you have the presentation available, make sure that you have the supplement store opened up already so you're already pre-prepared with a couple tabs. And I'll show you how that all ties together too. So then guys, after that, arguably the most important thing here, the 5 steps to successful accountability. I get a lot of questions within the Facebook group from people already, and people pay good money just to figure out how to save their time. I had everybody raise their hand about how much time it takes to go through all their clients. And this one right here is the bread and butter of how to scale your business. So scale your business without burning yourself out. So the first thing that you want to go through with your clients is weight check-ins. Now, keep in mind, when you're creating your training programs, just say it's 16 weeks, on Friday of every single week within the calendar view of your Trainerize, you're going to want to make sure that you automate the progress photos and the progress stats and then enter a submission form, which has a type form as well. That way you're gathering all of your information from your people at the end of the week, and I'll explain that in a second. So we go through and make sure that you're weighing yourself with nothing in your stomach, and then we plug our little scale at the end just for an extra little product that we sell people. After that, photo check-ins, same stuff, nothing in your stomach. Use your camera in selfie mode or have someone else take the picture for you. After that is the accountability form. So every Friday morning, you're gonna receive a notification. You must have that form in by 12 p.m. Friday. It's gonna look exactly like that. They're gonna click on it within Trainerize and fill it out through Typeform. That is gonna go directly into a Slack channel that you or your team members can field, and then they can use that intel in order to create what I'm about to show you next, which is, well, actually before that, support and communications. So how do we create a barrier between us and the clients at scale, but still provide the same exact level of service to these people? How we do that is we provide a Facebook group, which provides a way for them to connect with others and ask questions in a crowdsourced setting. We also want to make sure that they know that they can do in-app messaging, which allows us to talk with you one-on-one. Gone are the days of Facebook messaging and doing SMS. I used to do SMS with my clients, and I would have 1 million people's phone numbers, and it was a little bit too intrusive, so we want to keep everything on here, focally in one place. And then if you want to go a step further within your private Facebook group, you create a landing page, which I'm going to give you guys, and it's a support ticket page, and it essentially asks them, hey, before you book a call, did you check everything in the group? Did you message your coach? So on and so forth. Now, bread and butter, weekly progress reports. At the end of the week, we will send you a Loom video via email. We take a 360-degree look at what you're doing and present how you did, what needs to be improved, and what revisions we're making. So essentially, there's 5 points that we're looking at here. We're looking at your weight, we're looking at your photos, we're looking at your exercise compliance, we're looking at your nutrition compliance, and we're looking at the submission form that you filled out. That is a 360-degree approach. Now, I'm sure you guys have been on tons of calls. First of all, group coaching doesn't really work because some people are just very personal, so you can't really get one-to-one with that person in a group setting, if you will. And then if you're doing one-to-one with all of your clients, you'll find that some weeks you make great progress, and then other weeks you're actually just sitting on the call and there's nothing to talk about besides just building rapport, but there's really no point of it whatsoever. This, we're just getting down to the nitty-gritty. We're sending this over to them, and we're saying at the end of it, if you have any questions about what I've shown you, make sure that you message me within the application. We could take it from there. And if it's urgent, here's my call booking link, and in the Loom video, there's a call to action so they can book a call with you. So we're not completely cutting them off. We're just saying, hey, if this is enough, just take this right here. And then after that, we're still here for you. We'll still do it. But we don't want everybody on a call because then I have to hire 17 coaches in order for this thing to work, for everybody to have the same level of accountability, which isn't really needed. So with that being said, the next thing that we go over is nutrition with our clients. You're gonna open up Trainerize again. You're gonna show them the nutrition program. I have a whole host of nutrition programs that I use with my clients. The way that I do it is instead of creating a custom training program or nutrition program for each person, I have weight loss templates and I have carb cycling templates. Weight loss templates are weight loss people. This is basically, as you can see up there, it's just a bunch of different food options and then plates underneath it. It goes from 1,200, 1,400, 1,600, 1,800, 2,000, 2,400. So you can just switch those things in and out as they're going up and down in their cycles. And then if the person is a little bit more advanced in the beginning, or they graduate out of the basic weight loss cycles, you're gonna have templates for carb cycling programs as well. That way you don't find yourself just creating nutrition programs over and over and over and over and over again. After that is MyFitnessPal. So this is something that's arguable, like if people actually want to use this or not. So I personally, because in Trainerize, when the person logs their food in here, I can see exactly what they're eating in Trainerize. And for at least the first 4 weeks, even though I told you exactly what to eat in the nutrition program, you know people are still going to eat other stuff anyway. You could tell them chicken rice, chicken rice, chicken rice, and you'll still see like bacon, egg, and cheese in there. And they're like, well, ham's protein, right? no, it's like, no, it doesn't have the same amino acid content, right? And we need to be able to stop people on that, especially in the first 4 weeks, because again, that's when they're gonna see the most results or have the most confidence in the program, so we gotta dial down on that stuff. So I usually say first 2 to 4 weeks, and then I drop it afterwards once I see that they're a compliant client themselves. Next thing, very important, supercharged supplement protocol. So full disclosure, this is my supplement company. I kept it very simple. We have a fat burner, a testosterone booster, a pre-workout, 2 protein powders, soothing sleep, which is knockout, multivitamin, the stacks, digestive anxiety, natural PCT, really the whole gauntlet. Nothing fluff in here, just the stuff that they actually need. Everything is FDA approved, it's drop shipped, it's super, super easy. And I also get like a 60 to 80% margin on all this stuff. So on this call, on the enrollment form, I already asked them what supplements they're on. And as a coach, you should already know what supplements that you're gonna provide to your clients. So you can either go through a little script and ask them, hey, how many hours of sleep are you getting? Okay, you need knockout. Hey, this, that, and the third. So really the most important thing is this, like I'll give you a scenario. If a guy is coming to me and he's overweight and he's looking to build muscle but shred at the same time, he's getting the fat burner, he's getting the testosterone storm, he's getting the pre-workout, he's getting the protein powder, and then all the stuff on the bottom, if he needs it, I'll give it to him, but if he doesn't need it, we drop it. If you can see the prices up there, that's $250. I just got on an onboarding call after selling a $3,000 product and I just made $250 at an 80% margin. And then on top of that, I'm gonna offer them 10% off for them to buy it every single month, and I get their credit card, so I never have to ask for it ever again. So if they're in the program for a year at $200 a month, you do the math. They're adding a lot of money to your bottom line right there, and you're not really doing much. You're basically just making money while you're sleeping. I'll go into that a lot more. That's something that we're actually gonna provide to all the 7FM members. This is something that we're rolling out. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but you guys are going to be on the wait list to be the first people. This is gonna be an affiliate, so you guys are gonna get a 40% discount, or you're gonna get a 40% commission. Even though this will be this website, it's gonna have your website code on it. We'll be able to track all of your commissions and automatically pay you out on it. We'll have leaderboards, incentivization programs, tier systems, the whole entire thing. So we're really just helping you add to your bottom line right there. Then this is it, the last steps. So after they've gone through everything, make sure your questions have been answered, get your grocery shopping and meal prep done. Any future questions, please reach out via in-app messenger and we'll help you from there, right? So after that, going back to our slide within a slide. Cool. Did everybody get this QR code? Awesome. Awesome. And again, guys, if anybody didn't get any of this stuff, just come to me at the end and I will provide everything to you, or try to get it from your neighbor as well. This is a template, which means that you can change this. You don't have to like recreate it. You can literally just take my logo out and change around all the letters of it. It's super, super simple. You can just plug and play right into your business. Next thing is referrals. Referrals are super important. That's really the foundation of the business. You'll find at some point that the referrals are what really gets you up off the ground when you don't have a lot of credibility, what gives you the credibility, and then what also quantifies the LTV and the monetary value of each individual client that you have. So beforehand, there was a lack of timing and cadence on when I used to ask for referrals. So it was like there was no rhyme and reason. Week 2, I would ask them if they were gonna refer somebody to me in an email. Emails have a 2% like CTR, so nobody's even looking at it in the first place. And then on top of that, they're just like, well, what are you giving me? Like, what's the point of me doing this? I haven't even seen any results yet, right? So that's kind of an issue. The other thing is lack of incentivization outside of money for referrals. So we're gonna go over that. And then not baking it into the customer journey. So this is what it looks like afterwards, right? So multiple non-intrusive touch points for referrals. And we're gonna go through all the different touch points that you're gonna go through, incentivizing clients to share with their friends and family, and getting white hot testimonials for conversions. So guys, this is the first one up here. I'm just gonna start talking right now and you guys can scan it. This is a type form that you guys are gonna be taking from me. So the first thing is the gift survey. The gift survey right here is what's going to be implemented within the onboarding process. This is one of the first things that they're going to see. So this is the gift survey and referral placement. Number one, you want to put it in your welcome email, and keep in mind, it's not going to be this form in your welcome email and all of these. You're going to have to write copy by yourself. This form is only going to go out once to them, and I'll show you exactly where it goes. So in your welcome email, in your onboarding presentation, in your weekly check-in forms, so those weekly check-in forms that we're automating, we can add a question at the end of it. Would you like to refer anybody? The $1 million question I'm going to go over in a little bit is, if you could easily earn 100% of your program investment back through our referral program, how interested would you be in learning more? 100% back. You're not even asking them right up front. You're just getting them on another call. You're not really like being pushy whatsoever. What could we give your friends for free that would make it easier to introduce us to them when you feel ready? You want to make people feel comfortable, not just like, hey, can you tell all your friends about my business? It doesn't really go over the same way, right? So weekly check-in forms. Next thing after that is periodically in your Facebook group, making very subtle promos in there as well. And then during your graduation call, which is very powerful, and we're going to go over that in a little bit too. And then the last thing is during your monthly surveys, which we'll also go over. You should be surveying every single month, every single client that you have, and getting feedback on them so you can continue getting a better and better program. So guys, with that being said, just give me a thumbs up if everybody's got the QR code. If not, I'll give it to you afterwards. Good, 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 good. I see some phones up still. I got you, man. Okay, anyway, so moving on. Actually, you know what, guys? I just want to break this down real quick. So the gift survey, this is a really important one right here. So you're not seeing the actual form itself. You're just seeing what it looks like in the Slack channel after we've already received it. But some of the questions that we're asking them is, let's customize your welcome gift, program gifts, and future referral rewards so that we get their first name and their last name. Then we get their email and their phone number. So now after that, check all that you would be excited about receiving. And it says, close, cash returns, and other stuff like that. So it's subliminally showing them like, wow, I'm going to get some really cool stuff here, and it's going to be customized for me. This person, who's me, I put in cash returns. What's your favorite spa salon in your area? Just another question that you're asking the person just in case you want to send them a gift card or something like that, in addition to whatever percentage that you're going to give them for the referral. The winning question here, if you could easily earn 100% of your program investment back through our referral program, how interested would you be in learning more? Super interested, tell me more. Awesome, let's move forward. What's your t-shirt size? What's your favorite shoe brand? And what could we give your friends for free that would make it easier to introduce us? This is a type form in that QR code. Get me with me afterwards if you don't have it right now. Super important. All right, guys, the next thing is referrals, testimonials on autopilot. Again, you add another QR code. If you have any issues with it, just let me know. So this is basically a story arc testimonial script. So when we have our clients do testimonials, first of all, it's when we're asking them to do the testimonial, how they're delivering the testimonial, and what they're saying during the testimonial. Now keep in mind that the testimonial is not just about how great the results are, it's about going through the story arc of where they were at in the beginning, like who they are, who they were before they got into the program, what was their reaction to getting into the program initially, what was their initial hesitation, so that is the objection right there. What was their journey plus their surprise? So what did the customer journey look like, and what was some surprising thing that they never seen before? And then what's the results and the invitation that you would give to somebody else with the same exact issue? So as you can see up there, you guys are going to get a script. It's going to be a Google document. I chopped it off, but at the top of it, it's going to show you exactly when to do it, how to incentivize the person, what the script looks like as far as getting them on the call, and then using something called Fathom.ai, Fathom NoteTaker.ai. It's a Zoom thing that you can put in your Zoom. It basically follows you around in every single Zoom room, and it transcribes everything that's said in there as well, so that you can have captions to all of your conversations. So we can go over this in Q&A, guys, and really get down to the nitty-gritty on it, but it really just gives you the role play and an example of what that looks like. Next thing, reoccurring. Arguably the most important. I think all these are important. Beforehand, I didn't have any upsells. I was just selling training and nutrition and accountability. That was it. I was lacking a downsell and maintenance system. So what happens when the person's done after 12 to 16 weeks? I didn't know at the time, so I would have to go chase another client. So what did I do afterwards? I had multiple done-for-you reoccurring sources of revenue added. And I just want to make this super clear. Done for you means that they don't need to do anything in order for the supplements to come to their house. They don't need to cook their own food because we're doing the meal prep for them and sending it to their house. And they don't need to go to the doctor to get their blood work done because we're doing it for them as well. So planned out downsell maintenance into monthly reoccurring. So guys, what this means is after they're done with their 12 to 16 weeks, and you're going to get a script for this as well, it's a bombshell. If they're in there for 12 weeks and they spend $3,000 with you, let's just say they're in a scenario where they've hit their goal already, but they still want to stay with the system. So what we want to do is, with all of our successful clients, 100 successful clients that we've made transformations with, we want them to continue being a part of the family. So how do we do that? We downsell them to $300 a month. It's maintenance, much less fulfillment on that person's part, but guess what? They're still buying all the recurring sources of revenue as well. So that's like quantifying the amount of money that you're making right there. So monthly recurring revenue, I just want to go over this again, it's very important. Instead of selling one-to-one, sell one-to-many. So what that basically means is, don't just sell a course or a program over and over and over again. Sell a course, but then sell a product to many different people over and over and over again. That's reoccurring. The next thing is, don't just sell a customer one time, sell them forever. I think that's really, it speaks for itself, but you want to keep these people in your pipeline for as long as possible, staying on that recurring source of revenue so that you're making money while you're sleeping and your business is scaling and quantifying. Last thing is, the path to scaling freedom is revenue repeat in your sleep, which I think goes without saying. So guys, I was going to ask you, what are some really good ideas for done for you upsells, but I'm just going to throw them on here. So reoccurring systems, right? What do you want your what do your clients already need? So Alex Hormozy says this best. If that person spent $2,000 to $3,000 on your program, do you think that they trust you? Raise your hand. That's a lot of money. They have to trust you, right? So if they trust you, do you think that they're going to go to GNC and go to some other guy who doesn't have nearly as many credentials that you have, right? Okay, so that puts you in a perfect opportunity to now sell your partnered businesses. This is businesses that you've vetted out before. You're the master in training and nutrition. You're the person who's responsible for changing their life. So therefore, they should have absolutely no reason buying your products. It's a very easy sale, so you add them in there. So I put some examples up here. Basically, here's the supplement company right here. This is on average $200 to $250 per sale, reoccurring over and over again with a 40% commission that goes to you guys. That's quite a bit of money. Trifecta, in my opinion, is the best meal prep company out there. They are nationwide. They work with you on the calorie count as well. I've worked with other VIP concierge companies where they'll do on demand and try to find a local meal prep company to source directly to that person. It's very confusing. You don't want to do that to your operations. Keep it simple, right? The last thing is genetic labs. So what if the person needs a thyroid test, a hormone test, a full male comprehensive test, a full female comprehensive test? What if she has thyroid issues? Well, this is my best selling point for hormones. If I give you the best training program, nutrition program, I'm keeping you accountable and I'm giving you supplements, but there's something wrong with you inside of your body, none of that stuff is going to work. We need to make sure that we fix the inside first so that this stuff becomes quantifiable afterwards. So therefore, that's a very easy thing where a lot of people will be like, okay, well, let me do my blood work first, and then everything that we're doing in addition to that is going to work so much better, right? So again, just wanted to say this one more time. We're in the process of this right now, but the supplement company, we're going to offer this to every single person in here. It is quite a pain to white label your own company. It takes months and months and months to do that, and then formulate all the ingredients, do the branding, so on and so forth. So you would essentially frame this that you've partnered with an FDA-approved company, and we can basically track all of your sales for you. Next thing, reoccurring retention or reoccurring system secrets, the graduation call. Essentially, this is the golden goose. Your graduation call is the program's golden goose. Why? Because after 10 to 12 weeks of automated calls, now you have the opportunity to do current progress and future goals, game plan on the next 90 days. You have an opportunity for a referral on the graduation call. You have an opportunity to set up the testimonial script call, and you have an opportunity to sell monthly maintenance on repeat. So you're looking at referrals, testimonials, and monthly maintenance, which is more money on the bottom line, and those are all essentially reoccurring, if you will. Now, how does that look? Well, this is the graduation flow. So again, guys, you got another QR code over there. This is a type form. I'm gonna take you through this a little bit. So usually this is gonna be 10 to 12 weeks out. It depends on the duration of your program. You can get with me so we can figure out how to place that, or just post it in the private Facebook group will help you with that. Vince is huge on graduation calls. It is extremely important. We wanna make sure everybody has the same exact experience coming in as they do going out. So you want to use the flow over here to nail clients down. You want to connect this to Slack so that your team can view all this stuff, and you want to use the QR below to swipe it, basically. Now keep in mind, your client isn't the person who is actually filling this out. When you're on the call, you're filling this out, and you'll see why. So what's the client's first name, last name, phone number, email, and their company? Great. What's the client's current progress look like in their future goals? Well, the client has lost 20 pounds so far. They need to lose another 20 pounds. It's gonna take at least 3 to 4 months to hit their goal. And the client's goal is to look good in a bikini within the next 90 days. Yes or no? Do you think that you're gonna sell that person for another few months? Yes. Yes, okay. So it's pretty simple. Now, after that, what's the game plan for the next 90 days? So we wanna tell our team what the game plan is, and we want to reiterate that to the clients so they know that what we're going to provide to them is not the same exact experience as the last 12 weeks that they were in the program. So what's the game plan? Switching over to carb cycling, switching them from high intensity training to adding resistance training, adding a fat burner, adding a sleep time supplement to cut down on water weight and cortisol, etc. They know exactly what's changing in their program. They're pumped about that. Now, again, this is another referral plug. If you could easily earn 100% of your program investment back through our referral program, is there anyone else that you'd like to refer us to? Now they give us the referral's name. Why? Because we did a great job, so now they have no problem sticking their neck out. That's money in our pocket right there. Based on your success so far, would you like to receive a free gift for setting up a super quick and easy testimonial for anyone out there looking to get results like you? That's your testimonial plug right there. That's how this whole thing ties in. Awesome. So, would you like to hear about our legacy program for members who will still continue in our program? Yes? Okay, perfect. Send this thing over, open up the checkout link, sign them in the program. They're now yours at a monthly reoccurring rates, whichever you want to set up. So, now we're going to talk about automations. How do we tie this all together and dominate? Orderly systems and automation scale, chaos fails. I've seen this time and time again. If you do not have the correct vision of your business, standard operating procedures, systems, and automations, it's going to be an issue. They're going to be chaotic in your business, especially if you're looking to scale with more and more employees. So, what do we do to mitigate that? So the automate to dominate way of doing things is how to dominate and keep things simple. We need clear systems, we need simple automations, we need visual workflows so that not only us, but our whole entire team can see exactly what the whole entire workflow looks like. And then we need SOPs to keep labor low. So essentially, guys, this is really how it works. You want to holistically take a look at your business and all the different departments, and you want to say, okay, what is the step-by-step system for each and every single one of my departments, from marketing, sales, and fulfillment? How can I connect all of them together? After that, arguably what you would want to do is go on something like whimsical.com, which I'm going to show you in a second, and you're going to want to do boxes. And you're going to say, okay, well, this is the onboarding, this is program creation, this is that. Now that you have all of those, you want to write an SOP and hyperlink that inside of the box. So now, when you're presenting this to the rest of your team, or you're looking at it yourself and doing the process over and over again, step by step boxes in a visual form. On top of that, you can click on it, and there's an SOP inside of it so that you can pass it off to your employees as well. and they know exactly what to do. So it's very easy to onboard people into your system. Not only that, SOPs keep labor low. So if you don't have any SOPs and you're not designing your business and you're asking for somebody else to design your business for you, they're an entrepreneur. You're gonna have to pay a lot more for them. But if you know your business and you've already designed all this stuff, I mean, obviously you wanna pay people what they're worth, but it's a lot easier for you to become creative with lowering the amount of time that they need to do tasks within your business, which increases your profit margins because you're paying them less and they're doing more. What's up, bro? Yeah, I'm gonna show you in a second. Whimsical.com. Yep, it's a doozy. I think it's coming up next. So examples of systems. So weekly check-ins. I get this question a lot from people. We went over this a little bit before, but this is an example of a system that you would put together. And this would be something that you would wireframe. The visual is the wireframe, if you will. So the first thing is weight check-ins on Friday, photo check-ins on Friday, weekly submission form on Friday, exercise compliance review, nutrition compliance review, send out 2 to 3 minute video to clients on Friday. So just visualize this. It's box by box by box by box. And then for each of those individual boxes, there's a specific SOP for you or your team member to follow. And now you know exactly what you're doing on repeat. Now keep in mind, this is the system, but it's not the automation of it. We're gonna go over that in a second. So all you have to do is automate these in your programs every Friday. You now have a clean and cohesive system and foundation to scale on. So systems first, automations afterwards. You can't automate something that you don't already understand. You can make something more simple through robots and AI after you've already 100% taken care of the whole entire process. Does that make sense, guys? Awesome. So this is an example of visual flows. So this is an example of a fulfillment department. So I know it's a lot to look at right now, but and maybe a little bit more advanced, if you will, right? So let's break this down, right? So visuals allow you to map out your departments, place SOPs within the steps, so you can see they're within the steps, share visuals with department employees, and use whimsical.com. Whimsical.com is one of the best things out there. It takes a little bit, guys, but eventually you get really good at this thing. And if you have any questions, you can just ask me. My QR code is at the end too, so you can ask me all those questions. This is a perfect example of, we've done this with Vin's fulfillment department. I've done this with a couple other companies as well. And essentially, these are people who are doing $100,000 a month, but they have no idea what their business looks like. They just got lucky with marketing and sales. They found a good lead source, they have a good appointment setter, they're closing sales, but they have no idea what their whole processes look like. Once you have something like this, you could scale to the moon. Everything's clear. Now, every single one of those boxes, if there becomes a kink in one of those boxes, you know exactly at what point of your business you're having issues with. And your team can troubleshoot that and change the SOP in there instead of just trying to figure out where you're having issues in the business, if you will. This is very, very important. So the next thing is automated program creation and delivery. So you want to create yourself pre-made training programs. Personally, when I first started out, this was my system for TrainRise. I want 8 training programs, and then I want 2 different types of nutrition programs. The 8 training programs, they were called the Elite 8, and they were broken into 16-week programs. It was basically Shred for weight loss at home, Renegade for bodybuilding, Force for strength and conditioning, Power for power building, Booty for booty building, dumbbell only, which was your dumbbell type of workouts that you could do if you're a CEO or an executive traveling in hotel rooms where you only have dumbbells. And then we had Superwoman, which was more of like a J-Lo body type, if you will, that we would take them in after getting them into bikini shape if they want to add a little bit more frame. So that's really something for everybody, right? And they're already preloaded in there, and you can figure out exactly which one of those programs you want to match up with your client based on their enrollment form. So an example of that is inside of each of these programs, the system that I just showed you back over here, this right here, now you want to automate this into every single one of those training programs. Now guys, keep in mind, you might just sell to one. Like we teach you in this program that it's important for you to niche down and find your one person. Who you are is who you're gonna relate with the most, and that's where your content is really, really gonna flourish. You're gonna find your tribe through those people. So I'm not saying to build out a ton of different training programs, but just make sure that the training programs that you're using for your people, even if you want to expand a little bit, are dialed in and have the automations already built into them. So automated check-ins built in, examples of programs for any type of client needs, shred and shred at home, renegade force and power, dumbbell only, and booty builder. So right there, for me, once the person goes through the thank you page and I see their enrollment form, I mean, to be honest with you, on the sales call, I already know within 2 seconds exactly what training and nutrition program they're going on, and it takes me within like 2 to 3 minutes to set them up on a 16-week program. Everything else is just accountability and just, really just motivating them through it, but this does all the heavy lifting through Trainer Eyes. So think of it like that. If it takes you 2 to 3 minutes to set up the person in the training program, and it takes you 20 to 30 minutes to do the onboarding presentation, and then you just have, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday communications, and then you have a 2-minute Loom video, you're spending what, like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, like all together with your client, and then just quantify that by week, so it's really maybe like 60 minutes of time altogether. It's pretty crazy. So with that being said, again, I spoke about a lot of, I don't know if this is, I hope it was informative to everybody, obviously. This is definitely more advanced stuff. We're definitely, there's a lot of people in here that are making 6 figures a month, and kudos to you. And there's a lot of people that are making 50 grand a month, kudos to you. And even the people making 10 to 20, thank you for being here in the first place, because you're gonna be at that same point as well. But with that being said, in our program, we're trying to do whatever we can to help you scale in the simplest way possible. So me and Vin's main prerogative here is that we want to make sure that the courses and the education is the foundation of everything. So you can understand all this stuff, but if you don't understand how the courses work, if you're not in the private Facebook groups, if you're not tracking your stats, if you're not complying to the expectations that we give you in the program, if you're not coming with the right questions to your one-on-one coach when you have your calls, it's not going to work properly. But the courses is really the foundation of everything. So just keep in mind, guys, this stuff is more advanced. The courses that we're about to create, we have the 6FC course, which is amazing. It's completely redone. You guys are gonna love it. We also have the new 7FM 10 to 25K course coming out. A lot of new strategies in there. You guys are gonna love that. And then we have the 25 to 50K course, which is absolutely amazing and goes into a lot more of the stuff that you see right here. It's a done with you, not a done for you, but I'm sure you guys are smart enough to figure that stuff out, and we'll line it out for you. Tons of stuff about systems, leadership, management, all the things that you guys need to take it to the next level, right? So I just wanted to explain that first, that courses are the most important thing here, but what we also want to do to help you scale quicker is add these things, essentially. So one of the issues that a lot of people have here is technology. So just say you have this one too. Hello? All right. Dude, we need like 3 batteries. What's that? Do you want me to scream? I'm back on this one. All right, cool. All right. So one of the biggest issues that people have coming in when you're between like 0 to 10K is really just understanding, like, we really just want you to hone down on figuring out who you are and who your ideal clientele is, and then really getting that content out there. But after that, you need to move on to starting conversations with people and closing those people. And in order to do that, you need technology. You need funnels, you need forms, you need calendar links, you need to build an email list, you need to build an SMS list possibly as well. So ClickFunnels costs you $97 a month. Booking links, Calendly, $29. Typeform, $25 a month. What else? We got ActiveCampaign. If you have 5,000 people on ActiveCampaign, it's costing you $350. I'm sure yours costs a lot more. You probably know that firsthand. SMS, very expensive per cost or per message that you send out there. So instead of you having 8 different applications that you're using, we want you to have one CRM that has all those applications. This one has ClickFunnels built into it. You can port all your ClickFunnels over into it. It has all of your booking links, all of your calendars, everything else in there, and it is significantly cheaper, like cheaper than a couple $100s a month, which basically means that you get to get over the huddle of technology so that you can just focus on creating content and starting conversations rather than getting bogged down in technology and systems and all that stuff. I think it's awesome. So with that being said, that is the all-in-one marketing and sales CRM. This also includes a pipeline, a sales pipeline. So gone are the days of using Excel spreadsheets and moving people through there. All of your tracking is within there as well. We're gonna give you guys a preview of that. The next thing after that, so if you're, I mean, really, it depends. 10K, 20K, 30K, especially over 50K, definitely over 100K. What we want to do is basically automate and systematize your back-end systems, which is your training application, your onboarding, your journey, your graduation call, your testimonials, what's going on with your team members, operations, so on and so forth. So if you want a custom built out trainerized platform, you want all the SOPs, all the systems, everything built out, customized just for you, and you're killing it in your business, you don't really have that much time to do it, and you want somebody else to do it for you, this is a done-for-you service that we're going to be providing to people that's going to help you cut down significantly on the amount of time that it takes to set up a client, train a client, and go through the whole process with the client. After that is monthly reoccurring opportunities. So really one of the most important things that we can give to you guys is just say, for instance, that onboarding presentation, the supplements on that onboarding presentation. What we would like to do is add more money to your bottom line without you actually having to do anything besides just make one sale. So let's just role play, for instance, right? You go through that onboarding presentation, you get to the part where they're about to buy the supplements, you sell them $200 to $250 worth of supplements. What's going to happen is you're just going to open up the website that we provide to you. It's going to look like our website, which is FDA approved and already credible, but it'll have an attachment with your company's name on it as well. Every single purchase that the client makes through that website is going to get logged in our back ends, and we're going to be able to track that, and then we're going to be able to pay you out instantly on it as well. So we're really giving you the platform where you don't have to spend 6 to 7 months white labeling and creating your own supplement company. We do it right there for you, and we have a really, really good commission bonus for that. We're gonna have a tier system for it, a reward system, and it's something that's very lightweight. It's not gonna take a lot of time, and if there's any extra supplements that you wanna provide to your clients, we'll also have a form where you can ask for certain things that we can add in there as well. If you want to do like gut biome, microbiome, or anything like that, we can add all that stuff in there. We just gave you the basics. So with all that being said, I know it's just a lot today, guys. I appreciate it. It was really great meeting all of you, first of all. I've been here for about 30, 45 days so far. I've loved the experience. This is my first time speaking at a 7-figure mastermind event, although I did meet Vince in Vegas. It's been a long time coming. So with that being said, this is probably the most important thing right here. We'll be rolling these out soon, and we're looking for beta testers. And what that means is not everybody can do this in the beginning. We just want to make sure that we do it perfectly for just a few people, right? So only a limited number of people will be the first to test out what's to come. That way we know that we're delivering the right service to you. We're simply doing this to provide the best experience before everyone gets a taste in 7FM. And we open up the floodgates, which is probably going to take a little bit longer for us to build it out for you. So scan the QR code below and join the wait list. All you got to do is basically just enter in your opt-in, first name, last name, and your email address, and we will send you updates and reminders and give you special promotions on this stuff on the way in. Now, just a little bit more about myself, guys. So with all this is all the tools that you need to scale. Before we do Q&A, just want to say I'm dedicated to better courses, better coaching, and implementing tools that make it easier for you guys to scale. That's why Vin brought me on. If I can help you in any way with systems and automations, use the code below to get in touch. I'll answer all of your questions. I know there was a lot today. QR codes, anything that you need at all. You open this thing up right here. It's just going to go directly to my social media profile, and you can just message me right